As his teammate has pretty much matched it, certainly down to the nearest 10th, and Carlos Sainz will be coming to the end of his middle sector, 2/10 down on the two Red Bulls. So is this Verstappen against Perez here for pole? Verstappen crosses the line and extends his advantage out in front with a 1:29.7. Max Verstappen with pole number 21 that takes qualifying in Bahrain tonight, and the defending world champion starts this season where he left off last season, on pole position. Alonso and Russell only a 10th back in the middle sector. Fernando Alonso losing another 10th to Max Verstappen as they continue on their final flying laps. Verstappen inches clearer out in front. Big smiles at the end of qualifying, and for the first time ever here in Albert Park, Max Verstappen on pole position. Behind both Charles Leclerc and Max Verstappen, and Verstappen has also dropped pace during that middle sector. Leclerc has got provisional pole very much in his hands here. He crosses the line. Charles Leclerc is on provisional pole. Line up alongside Lewis Hamilton in the grid on Sunday. Lando Norris lines up alongside Lance Stroll. Oscar Piastri lines up alongside Yuki Tsunoda. Perez lines up alongside Sainz. Leclerc lines up ahead of Max Verstappen. Ferrari on pole. Goes then, foot to the floor, and it's part of the track.
No, they won't restart it, you're right. So it would be a banzai for like the first or second car out of the pits. It will not be resumed. They don't think there's enough time.
In the shortest sector of the lot, the defending world champion has got talent, has got pace, and a super fast car. But is it fast enough as Verstappen crosses the line to take pole position? Unbelievable!
Switch of counter steer on the exit. So, and that was just a gentle lift off the throttle.
This is an incredible lap. 1:12.2 for Max Verstappen. They were already celebrating at Red Bull. Max Verstappen does not need to go any quicker, because one by one they tried to get near him. One by one they failed, and this man on pole in Spain for the first time. Just out of turn 7. Verstappen crosses the line, goes faster still. 1:25.8, looking for successive poles. Piastri has hit the barrier and has gone in quite deep there. That's his qualifying over, and I'd imagine a red flag too.
Yeah, be a red flag, but they will restart the session. There's plenty of time left. As
Max Verstappen, even before the checkered flag is ceremoniously waved to signal the end of qualifying, Verstappen goes and shakes hands with GP, his race engineer. Another job well done on a Saturday afternoon for the championship leader. Sainz and Norris both joining the 16.3 club, as is Lance Stroll, through the first sector. They're all queuing up here, and they're only a couple of tenths off Verstappen through the middle part of the lap. Verstappen gets it right through the final corner to 1:04.3 for what could be a fourth successive pole position for Max Verstappen. The Dutch fans waiting to celebrate. They came, they saw, and on this Friday afternoon, their man delivered. Max Verstappen, once again, on pole position. Listen to the roar there as Piastri goes third fastest from McLaren. Both have got the upgrades. Are they going to stop Verstappen's run? No, they're not. It's Verstappen and Norris on pole. But once again, it's Max Verstappen on pole position for the 5th time in a row. Yeah. A single circuit, Lewis Hamilton returns to one of his favourite tracks in Formula One. And once again, after a long time of waiting, he is back at the front of the grid.
Verstappen is on his way, absolutely flying along.
Fernando Alonso goes 5th fastest overall, and here comes Max Verstappen, and he crosses the line to take the lead in qualifying. It's Verstappen who wins out. Verstappen now, foot flat to the floor as he makes his way round the banking. Pole here in the last 2 years. Verstappen crosses the line. That is the time they all need to aim at. A 1:10.5. Verstappen on provisional pole. Super laps at the end there. It's Verstappen who takes pole. And Sainz grabs it back again. And Ferrari go wild at Monza because their man, and this time it's Carlos Sainz, is on the top spot on the grid. Sainz from Verstappen from Leclerc. George Russell currently holding on to 4th. Oscar Piastri's crossed the line, is 5th. Norris, the best that Ferrari had. Well, the best was enough. Carlos Sainz on pole at Monza. be Charles Leclerc, goes 38.4 and aces the middle sector. Could it be advantage Leclerc? Sainz crosses the line. That's provisional pole for Carlos Sainz.
It was the final sector, Sainz a 10th clear of everybody, and that gave him pole position.
First guy to go out and do their flying lap for their final runs. Look pretty neat, tidy and pacey through the final chicane. He's put in max efforts. Once max return, Verstappen into the 128, extends his advantage. He's on provisional pole. Max Verstappen has absolutely smashed the opposition. Half a second clear of Oscar Piastri. He takes pole. Meanwhile, Max Verstappen goes fastest in the first sector, goes nice and green for a best middle sector, and puts 7/10 between himself and Oscar Piastri to take provisional pole. And that should be that in terms of your qualifying order. The man on pole at the track that he comes to win a third consecutive World Drivers' Championship is Max Verstappen. Leclerc, who keeps it within track limits through turn 19. Into the sunlight he comes now on the main straight. One more corner completed successfully. Charles Leclerc goes faster still. A 1:34.7 provisional pole for Ferrari. It's celebrations, and for Leclerc, after the disappointment of last year and that power unit penalty that cost him a front row, he's come back with a bang to take pole. Surprise provisional pole. Where's that pace come from for Carlos Sainz? Charles Leclerc replaces him at the top. It's a Ferrari 1-2 currently, and they're separated by just under 700ths of a second. Stop Ferrari in the end. Job well done, and hands being shaken down at Ferrari for a front row lockout that until Q3 nobody saw coming. What a day to be a Ferrari fan in Mexico City. What a day to be Charles Leclerc.
Go now, just ease, don't turn any more on the steering wheel than you really have to. Don't scrub any speed, your rear wings open. Now take the shortest route to the line, and it is a 10.7.
Wowzers. Provisional pole then for Max Verstappen. Max Verstappen takes another pole position then. Great speed to put his car provisionally on the second row. Fourth for Kevin Magnussen, matching his efforts in Miami. Charles Leclerc 1:32.7. Goes faster still, 3/10 between himself and his teammate Carlos Sainz, and he sets the benchmark for the rest to chase. But nothing can stop the Ferrari of Charles Leclerc, who's on pole. Perez, Sonoda, Hulkenberg, all a couple of tenths off that Verstappen time of a 17.1. Round the final corner then goes Max Verstappen. There's the target, and another lap from the three-time world champion in the 1:23. Whilst his teammate celebrates a 12th pole position of the season and a 4th in a row here in Abu Dhabi.